Hello everyone, this is RVer Frank. I want to share my first year experience with the drivability of my motorhome. This is that Fleetwood Flair. This information may be most helpful to other less experienced motorhome owners. In front of you is the updated gas mileage chart for the 2015 Fleetwood Flair 26E that is built on the Ford F53 chassis. And as the engine break-in and various adjustments to the RV continues, the gas mileage continues to improve depending on the fluctuations of a given trip. In front of you is the updated gas mileage chart for the 2015 Fleetwood Flair 26E that is built on the Ford F53 chassis. And as the engine break-in and various adjustments to the RV continues, the gas mileage continues to improve depending on the fluctuations of a given trip. The chart includes the various analytical data for each trip relative to destinations, gas consumption and mileage, cost, and on-the-road environmental conditions which can influence miles per gallon. I maintain 55 miles per hour when freeway traveling, which is the legal speed in California when towing, even in Arizona where the speed limit is 75 miles per hour. The size of the Flair, 28 feet, weighing at 16,500 gross vehicle weight rating, is such that the Ford F53 V10 driveline is overpowered as the same driveline is used in the largest gas motorhomes up to 38 feet, weighing at 22,000 GVWR. I use cruise control whenever possible, especially with the engine sound deadening in the driver area, as it is much quieter now. Going 55 miles per hour max on is much safer, as I am always concerned with tire blowout caused by road debris and other causes requiring crash avoidance handling. I use TPMS, temperature and pressure monitoring, on the RV, and tire pressure monitoring on the Toad as part of the auxiliary brake system. Initially having already taken one trip to Bishop, California in October 2015 on its shakeout trip to identify factory defects requiring dealer action, it was thereafter I began tracking the mileage in March 2016, getting on average at the time 6.6 miles per gallon for that trip, as the chart reflects. The only modification made at the time was the CHF, or cheap handling fix, which focuses on handling and not fuel consumption. During the March and October trip, I was still getting accustomed to the cruise control, downshifting itself to maintain speed, thus inducing higher RPM in the engine and related increased gas consumption. I found that turning off the cruise control prior to inclines, I could still maintain speed with maybe 1 to 2 mile per hour drop by backing off the foot accelerator pedal just a little to keep from downshifting. Even at this speed, between 50 and 55 miles per hour, going up hills, I was passing big rigs, causing some irritation to them by impeding their lane changes, so I began to just fall in line to avoid interfering with their ascent and descent. After all, they are working and have limited driving hours each day, and I'm on vacation. Just before the April 2016 trip, I installed the Ram cold air induction, and on this trip began to have a better feel for the throttle acceleration and cruise control application, which contributed to the 7.7 miles per gallon. To further wring out a little more miles per gallon, I focused on traveling with minimal payload requirements for each trip's needs and distributed that payload weight evenly throughout the RV, while adjusting tire pressures tuned to the changing payload weight. At the same time, because I am way under the RV maximum payload, I am able to increase weight by traveling with a full tank of fresh water and a minimum of a half-full black tank, I fill it with fresh water, that provides for a smooth, less harsh ride. You will notice on the chart the 10.4 mile per gallon in August 2016. I attribute the increased miles per gallon to the estimated 70% of that leg of the trip to the grades, both up and down, where I kept the speed at 45 miles per hour, resulting in less wind resistance. The 9.4 miles per gallon in February 2017 is attributed to not pulling the Toad for approximately 80 miles. Under average travel conditions for us to date, miles per gallon continues to improve slightly to 8 miles per gallon on the last leg of the most recent February 2017 trip. My take on air taps. No, I have not installed air taps. I believe these produce no value. Just save your money. In my assessment of the air taps, motorhomes are not perfectly symmetrical and smooth like cars or airplanes in producing a vortex for improved aerodynamics. Motorhomes and other RVs have side awnings, roof vents, AC units, high exposed undercarriages having no downforce ground effect dynamics, and as a result would disrupt the claimed surface airflow needed to create a clean vortex generation to achieve the claimed dubious results for an RV by the air tabs, which are supposed to be directional stability, cleaner rear of the RV, and gas mileage. The cost benefits are just not there with air tabs. Instead of air tabs, I've produced videos on my no-cost projects first. Example, CHF or the cheap handling fix, proper payload distribution, proper payload weight, tire pressure, and driving speed. These projects have provided directional stability resulting from big rig, wind wash, and side winds, and gas mileage improvement from 6.6 up to 8 to 10 miles per gallon. All this without air tabs and the big money spent on them. These entire project areas should be addressed anyway prior to purchasing any aftermarket add-ons which make false claims. Oh, and my RV rear doesn't get dirty, nor the toad, which is a silly air tab claim of preventing. At this time, I feel I have achieved the necessary tweaks to maximize miles per gallon in handling, and now finally the RV is really a pleasure to drive. I will continue to track the miles per gallon as the engine break-in continues, and I'll do another update soon. Thanks for watching.